Hello, guys. We are live. So let me just make sure that our Instagram is going live as well. We are currently live in six platforms, and we just need to make sure that they've all come on live properly. But hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you. Okay, we have got that with volume. Yes. And one more. I hope you're all having a great first day, basically, of the new year. Yesterday doesn't really count because everyone was on a break. And the 2nd of January kind of is the first business day for a lot of people. So let me just see. Yes, we are on this one. Just a little bit of a tweak. There we go. Done. Change. Awesome. Okay, we're all good. So I'm just gonna have to turn off some of them because I don't want my Wi-Fi to go slow with all these different gadgets turned on right now. So again, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you. I am Michelle T. Jones, and I am coming to you live on my first working day of January. Well, technically, it isn't my working day, but it is the working day for a lot of other people. So I'm really excited to spend this time with you today as we kick off what I'm sure will be an amazing year. So, like a lot of you, we have had a great New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. It's a bit more relaxing than our Christmas. We had an amazing meal here in Fiji at Rudy's. So, for those of you that are watching from Fiji, make sure that when there's a big event or big holiday, go to Rudy's. I just love what they prepared for us for New Year's Day, and we also did a Christmas buffet there. It was amazing. Anyway, today we're talking about two incredibly important topics. The basically to set ourselves up to help set you guys up for success. Creating schedules for balance and crafting a business plan that works for you is one of the most important things to get started at the start of the year. So if you're looking at starting 2025 with clarity, with focus, with intention, you're in the right place. So grab a pen and paper, take notes, and share your thoughts or questions in the comments as we go along. I am coming to you and streaming from StreamYard. So I have the comments box turned on. So just type away. And whenever I get a chance, I'm going to check out the comments so that I can answer any questions that you might have. So let's get started. Let's start by talking about balance. So, for many of us, life can feel like a juggling act. So, between family, work, and personal goals, challenges as well, it's so easy to feel stretched thin. But here is the truth: balance isn't about doing everything perfectly. It's about making sure the things that really matter, the things that you find that are most important to you, actually gets the attention that they deserve. So for me, there have been so many times when I've felt completely out of sync, trying to push hard on so many different things. And when you have a lot of tasks that you need to get set up, sometimes you say, okay, you know what? I'm going to put these things aside. I'm not going to take care of that right now. And I'm just going to focus on this one. Well, usually, the plan is to temporarily set them aside or put them aside. But what usually happens is sometimes we end up actually totally forgetting what we've set aside and neglecting them. And then what happens is we lose the balance that we have been wanting to create. So it's not sustainable. It's difficult when you're trying to catch up again on all those different things because you want to try and recreate the balance. So let me give you an example, just so that I'm not babbling along and or babbling on without you understanding what I'm trying to say. So I'm a trailing spouse, and for trailing spouses like myself, whenever we move to a new place or we move homes, like we just did in September, the process of packing, unpacking, getting things set up, making things fit in the new home. finding places for to purchase groceries, finding the new hairdresser, the new salon, or kids' schools can be quite overwhelming. And when you're going through this, it's easy to say, look, hold on, I'm going to stop everything else. And this is what I'm prioritizing. I'm not going to do anything else. But what happens every time I've done that in the past is when I've gotten everyone sorted and everything sorted in our home, I realize that I'm way behind with my business tasks. And I realize that I'm staying on hold for too long. So, in order to avoid all those things from happening, it's really important to create a schedule so that you have all the different parts of your life, your business, your career, your studies, depending on where you're coming from. When you have all of those in place and when you have allotted time for all of those, when you've scheduled them, then you can create the balance. So finding balance really helps us show up as our best selves in all the important areas of our life. Okay, so how do we do this? Simple. We have to create a balanced schedule. The key again is balance. So creating a schedule is one of the simplest yet most powerful ways to achieve balance. It's the most powerful way, and yet a lot of us actually forget to do that. We don't forget to schedule appointments or meetings, but we forget to schedule the other things like simple tasks, the unpacking and packing schedules, the schedules to get organized for the meals, or everything that happens throughout your day has to actually be scheduled if they are important to you. So let me share with you how you can get this happening. So first is you need to identify what your priorities are. Now we all are at different stages in our life. We are all at different stages in our businesses. So the way you'll be prioritizing your business or your life, what's important to you may be different from me. So find out for you what are the non-negotiables in your life. It's examples are like family dinners, time for exercise, work projects, holidays. Write them all down so that you don't miss out on anything that truly is important for you. So last week, for example, just before the year ended, I took out my calendar and I spoke to my husband, showed him where the Australian holidays were and when the Fiji holidays were, because we live in Fiji right now. And between all those holidays, we decided on what our holidays would be. So what days we would take off to, we don't even know where yet, but we've decided on the schedules that we wanted to be going away and taking a break. To us, our breaks are very important. So we wanted to hone that in before the year even started. So choose the dates that are important to you. Choose the occasions that are important to you. If you always want to make sure that on your birthday you take time off, then write the birthdays on that list. If you're not thinking about it, you're not going to be able to set aside the time for it. Okay? So after you have marked the dates, after you've decided on what's important for you, okay? It's also important to actually take note of the different aspects in your life that you may have forgotten. So on your list, make sure that you have what your business, what's important for your business. For example, meet updates, catch updates, seminars, webinars, masterminds, recognition days. All of that are important. If you want to be able to attend all of them, then write them down. Okay. Also, write them in a sequence of most important at the top and least important in the bottom, because when you try and find the time for other things, then you have to make sure that you know which ones you're willing to give away, or which ones you're willing to um, not have in your schedule. Okay. The second, time blocking. So we kind of spoke about time blocking when I said, we chose the dates for our holidays, the dates for our events. Another thing that we need to allocate are specific blocks of time for our priorities. So, for example, You decide that the morning is when you focus on work, or the afternoons are for meetings, or that the evenings are for family time. So that's important. Take note when you want work to be, when you want family time to be, when you want your exercise to be. When you create your time blocks, it also allows you to see, okay, if my time block in the evening is all family, what is that block that I can, or where, at what point in the evening can I actually sneak in some time for, let's just say, a catch up, or writing on my journal. Okay. So find the time, write them down, and allocate. Okay. So my mornings usually starts with breakfast with my husband or my family if they're around. More often than not, it's just my husband and myself now. My work schedule happens about 30 minutes, an hour after my husband leaves, because that allows me enough time to get changed and tidy up the kitchen. Family dinners are important for me too, so we need to check out the timings of that, and then we need to check, okay, what days of the week do we have our evening meetings for our church or for our chats with our family. Again, time blocks really important to be able to identify where you can put all those schedules. Okay. Next, be flexible. Life happens. So you have to build in buffers for unexpected events. You can't just fill in your whole schedule or your whole calendar. I used to do that. And then I realized, you know what? Sometimes I need to be able to move, for example, lunch to a different time. If I'm on my own for lunch, am I able to just create my lunch and have it with me if I'm, for example, doing a training or a webinar? Am I able to have lunch out if I get invited by friends? Is my lunch and the hour before that and after that a bit flexible? Can I interchange them? So know which ones are interchangeable. I love color codes. So you can create your schedules with color codes and know which of those codes are interchangeable, which of those codes are like must happen at that time. Okay. Because remember, when unexpected schedules happen and you don't allot for flexibility, then you lose the opportunity to actually create the balance. You'll just go bananas and bonkers, and it'll be quite confusing to try and make everything work with your schedule. Okay. So if you meet if you another thing is, if you schedule a meetup or catch up or a dinner or lunch, make sure you allot the time for your travel as well. Don't just put the time for your meeting because if you look at your calendar and you see that space, you think that's a buffer for something else. You're not going to be able to have enough time to get to your venue, and have your meetup, catch up, dinner, or lunch date. Okay. So make sure that you allot those schedules and um, create the buffers. Okay. So when creating your schedules, use a tool that works best for you. Personally, I love using Google Calendar. I used to use iCalendar because I have Apple computers and iPhones. But I actually found that with Google Calendar, because I've got Gmail, it syncs even my schedules that come through Gmail. So for me, that works the best. Tell me what works best for you. What scheduling gadget or tool do you guys use? Do you guys use Notion? Who uses Monday.com? I know Monday.com, you can do schedules as well. So let me know what you love using, what your scheduling tool is, and why you love using it. So, again, as I said, with me, Google Calendar, I love simple stuff. I love it to be easy. So Google Calendar is very easy for me. Syncs through all my apps. Sorry, syncs through all my gadgets, but also syncs with some of my apps that I actually use for my business, which is perfect. So mine is Google Calendar. Let me just have a water break. Let me check the questions. Okay. Hey Ray, kamusta? Oops, apa ka ba? Ray's from Indonesia. Hey Connie, Happy New Year to you too. Hey Tiff, how are you? Thanks for joining. Okay, so type up your questions so that I know what questions you might have and what questions I need to answer. I can't look at all the other gadgets because if I do that, I actually might have a lag in the time or in my stream. Okay, so I apologize for that. I have to be able to see it here on StreamYard, so type it up. Okay, so now that we've created our personal calendar, again, in that personal calendar, you could have had your meetups, especially if you're working from home. So my personal and my business kind of overlaps a bit because with my schedule throughout the day, it's always both business and work. But with work, with our business, we have to create something else. Aside from the calendar, we need to create a business plan. So some of you might have created a business plan already at the start before you even started your business. But I'm here to tell you that a business plan has to be recreated or rechecked, edited every year. In fact, it should be edited every quarter. Every quarter, check what's going on, see what's going to be changed, what's added, what now works, what now does not apply, and so on and so forth. Okay. If you're afraid of creating a business plan, if you are thinking that it is too scary, don't. A business plan is amazing. It's like the GPS for your goals, for your business. It helps you navigate challenges, helps you stay focused, and it helps measure your progress as well. But remember, the business plan does not have to be an elaborate, thick booklet of plans. It can be a one pager of just bullet points of how your business is going to be for 2025. Now, as the months go by, as the quarter goes by, you will be adding bits and pieces into that business plan to cement your plans, to make it more um, clear for you. You will be, for example, with me, when I created my business plan, I started off with a bullet point, which was like maybe a couple of pages, and now I've got a 9-page business plan. But the reason for that is as you go through your business plan, each area of your business plan is best elaborated. So as you go through your plan, as you're implementing your plan, and you say, "Oh, hold on, what exactly did I mean here when I said, oh, I'm going to organize this for my social media? What exactly am I organizing?" So you clarify that bit with more information so that when you implement your tasks, you know exactly what you're going to do. Okay? So again, don't be worried about it. I will walk you through it. I will explain to you how to create your business plan. And in fact, you only have 4 key elements for your business plan. So if all you do right now for your business plan is create or write down these 4 bullet points, then it's okay. All right. So also, as I go through them, if you have any questions, please do type up your questions. And again, don't let it scare you because a business plan is really designed so that you can put your thoughts on paper, put your ideas on paper, even if you don't have the full plan just yet. Okay, so it's a bit like mind mapping, but you've got it on bullet points. Okay, so all right. 4 simple steps to create your business plan for 2025. First is you need to define what your vision is. So where do you want to be by the end of 2025? Think about your launches, your meetups. As a side note, it's really important if you haven't done so to just stop first and actually look at what your numbers are for 2024. What was 2024 like? What were your numbers? What were your year end results, your quarterly results, your monthly results? Because when you have that, you'll be able to create what your income goal is going to be, for example, for 2025. Are you going to 10x your last results? Are you going to just double it because you're a little bit worried? There is no right or wrong answer. It is whatever feels right for you. So I love the idea of 10xing. But if all of a sudden, maybe by the third month you're kind of worried, then go deeper into your plan for the 10x. And if you feel like, okay, hold on, 10x is just too overwhelming for me right now, then that's fine. Cut that. Make it just 5x or make it 2x. you know? So if you double your business, for example, and you feel like, oh, hold on, as I get deeper and deeper into this plan, I realize doubling it isn't isn't a lot of work. I want to do better in my business so I can put in more time. Then change the numbers. Okay. So, but in the beginning, see what feels right. See, don't create your business plan out of fear. Create your business plan based on the vision that you have for yourself and for your business. What do you want your business to look like at the end of 2025? What income do you want to have created for yourself at the end of 2025? If the income, for example, from this year to next year is more than 10x, then maybe look at it and ask yourself truthfully, is this scary? Is this number scary? Are you comfortable with starting with it? Right? Remember, it's always start. It's just a start. You're just writing it down. You're just getting started. If you're okay to start with it, then go ahead. Just work on that business plan. Okay. Okay, there's no right or wrong answer, guys, because remember, this is a plan for your business. This is a plan for your life. This is a plan for your success. This is a plan for your future. Okay, write down your monthly, quarterly, and year end goals. If you have two or more businesses, then make sure that you create a business plan that has those other businesses written. You might have to create separate business plan for each of those business, but for your main one, you have to create a total business plan where you say, okay, well, at the end of this year, I want to have made a total of, let's just pretend, 1 million in all my businesses. I want 500,000 to come from my real estate business. I want 500,000 to come from my network marketing business. Or you can say, I want, let's just say, 100,000 to come from a new business that I'm just starting right now. Whatever it is, write them down, because when you don't write them down, you forget what it is. If you don't write them down, you don't prepare for it. Okay. All right. Next, create your quarterly goals. You've got your main goal. Okay, what do I want to earn at the end of the year? Now create your quarterly goals. What's your quarterly income going to look like? What are the focus going to be for the different quarters of the year? For the first quarter, are you going to focus on building brand awareness? On the second quarter, are you launching a new product, and so on? For my network marketing business, for you guys that are in network marketing, we can also do quarterly goals in terms of the number of people we want to add into our team. The rank advancements is going to happen in that quarter or in each quarter. Okay, so be clear about it, because as you're being clear about it, you also get to strategize on who you're going to be working with for that quarter. Okay, when you have a team, a lot of the focus of your business should not just be on you, but on the total team and on how you're going to be able to help each person in your team. Okay, all right. Third, outline your strategy. So once you've got your bullet points, just put in key points for each of those strategies that you've written down, for each of those goals that you've written down. Okay. You can decide, okay, you know what, on this side of this business, I'm going to create automation. On this side, I'm going to do face-to-face meetups. On this side, I'm going to organize knowledge for my skills. I'm going to educate myself to have better skills, and so on and so forth. Okay, again, different businesses have different requirements to be able for you to accomplish your goals. All right. Fourth is budget and finance. Know your numbers, as I said in the beginning. Know what your income goal is. Know if you will need to reinvest into your business, and know as well how much or what the percentages are that you're going to be spending on marketing, what you're going to be spending on staff, what you're going to be spending on, let's just say, rewards, right? So when you're working on your own, rewards are quite important because it's something that you look forward to. It doesn't necessarily mean it's like a jewelry or an outfit. It could be a dinner for yourself, or it could be a dinner for your team, and so on. But everything has to be scheduled, everything has to be written down. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to create that plan. Okay. So really good example here. I had very vague plans that I didn't get to write down on um, celebrating wins with my team. And what happened? I didn't get to celebrate all the wins with them. I had plans that I said verbally, but I hadn't written them down. So as the months went by, I realized I was panicking because I was constantly trying to catch up on what I've already said, but I hadn't written down and hadn't planned for. Okay. Anything that you don't write down, you forget. So write them down. All right. So if you've already started thinking about your 2025 plan, share one of your goals in the comments. I'd love to hear what it is. Okay. Fun challenge. Drop one word in the comments below that represents your biggest focus for 2025. Is it going to be growth? Is it balance? Is it freedom? Is it going to be health or family? Or is it something else? Let me know what it is. Let's fill this space with intention so that we can feel accountable with each other. Okay? Hey, Marie. Let me just, I can't seem to see the other account. I'm only seeing Instagram because I've got Instagram here on my side. But thanks for joining. If you've got any questions, please do type your questions. Empower yourself. Yes, that's a really good one. To be admitted to law school. Awesome. Oh, I believe you. I believe that you can do it. So write down your intentions and let's help each other out. Okay. Before we wrap up, here are three simple action steps to take today. Okay, so I'm just basically doing a summary of what I've already said. First, create a balanced weekly schedule for yourself. Balance is the key. Make sure that all the important things for you are on that list. Okay, and scheduled. Second, write down at least one clear business goal for 2025. If you have more, hey, by all means, but don't overwhelm yourself with too many goals. I actually love working with three big goals for my business. Work on that as well. Try and limit it, because the more your goals are, the more scattered your thoughts are going to be and your focus. Okay, so you want to be able to try and limit it a bit so that you're able to get through all those goals. Third, start drafting a simple plan with quarterly milestones. And remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. It can be bullet points. And every time you look at it, then you can add more and more information on the different steps for each of the different goals and all the different quarters, monthly, and the different areas of your business plan. So again, mine started off as a 2-pager. It's now 9 pages. But I've realized, for example, let me give you a specific example. I've said for my skill mastery, okay, how do I educate myself? So I've said, look, I'm going to read a book a month. And then I went deeper into that to thinking, okay, hold on, what are the books and what are the skills that I want to actually build up? I want to build up my storytelling skills. I want to build up my presenting skills. But if I want to build those up, what books should I be reading that actually focuses on those? So when you're very clear with what you're wanting to do, then you can actually fill in those gaps. And again, you don't have to know all of them right now. You can just create your bullet point and then decide, okay, you know what? I'm going to look at it again in a couple of days. And that's fine. But remember that you've created this so that you can implement this. So create a schedule again in your calendar of when you are going to be looking at it and when you're going to be adding stuff into your business plan. Okay? So, as we step into 2025, remember this: you have everything you need to create the life and business you love. Don't fall for the lie that you need to learn everything again from scratch. A lot of the times we enroll in all these different mentorships month after month or year after year, despite all the knowledge that we already have. In the beginning of 2025, all I want you guys to do is create your plan. And in your plan, try to get deeper and deeper into it. And then only when you realize that there's a skill that you really need to learn that you haven't learned, that you don't have notes on, for example, or you don't have booklets on, then go and enroll for that. and get educated in that. Okay, because sometimes what happens is we don't stop trying to learn something new. We don't allow ourselves time to also implement what we've learned, and all that does is it's an ongoing thing of trying to learn something without implementing. So it doesn't help you in the long run. Okay, so again, you have everything you need to create your life. Okay, it's about showing up, being consistent, staying true to your vision, and giving yourself grace along the way. It's okay to make a mistake. Identify what the mistake is so that you don't do it again next time. See what the lesson is from that mistake and move on. Keep stepping forward, like what Dory said, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep moving forward. So if you found this live helpful, share it with someone who might need a little inspiration to start their year strong. And if you want more guidance, stay tuned. I have some exciting things planned for this year, and I can't wait to share them with you. Thank you so much for joining me today. Here's to an amazing, amazing year of balance, growth, health, wealth, happiness, and love, and unstoppable success. So, cheers to all of you. Cheers to 2025. See you next time. Just drinking my healthy water. Have a great day, everyone. Great day and evening, depending on where you're joining us from. Bye. Thank you, Marie. Thank you, Connie. Oh, sorry, Connie. Question. I know you always have schedule. Ever miss your schedule? If you do, what do you do? If you miss the schedule, just create that same schedule again. You know, there are times when life becomes very busy. I'm glad he has that question today. I actually scheduled to do a training that I've been wanting to do since Christmas, and I said, "Look, I'm gonna go on a break, and I'm not gonna attend any trainings." But I missed it again today. Doesn't matter. Find the next schedule for that same training. Write it down and put an alert, put an alarm so that you don't forget that schedule. Thanks for that question. That was a really good question, Connie. Again, thanks, Ray, for watching. Thank you, Bernie and Tiffany. Thank you so much, guys. And to all the others that are watching from the different platforms, I will be greeting you and looking at the comments in those other platforms at the end of this live. Thank you again. Have a great morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where you're joining me from. Don't forget, leave your comments. I'd love to know what you thought about this and what is it for you? What are you trying to create for 2025? What is your goal for 2025? Have a great day. Bye.